after Abu Bakr I succeeded him, followed by Abu Bakr II. So after these two people, Mansa Musa then became the king. Mansa Musa is, historians are of the view that Mansa Musa is the wealthiest person to have lived in the land. Yes. Yes. So Mansa played various tributes that we were able to ask. So this is the shape.
Okay.
This is actually, they took it insignificant. Some of them even took it home, gave it to their children to play with as toys. Until 1985, when the Archaeology and Heritage Department of the University of Ghana, Lagos, went to the site, excavated it, and they realized that it contains remnants of previously unknown civilization flourished in the area. So this, prior to the advent of Islamic faith and Christian faith, our ancestors were practicing what we call the indigenous African religion, worshipping of the dead or the ancestors. They believe in the spirit of the dead with their influence on the living. So it is believed that we cannot worship, as Africans, we cannot worship God directly, but through an intermediary. As an ancestor. So when you look at the Christian faith, they worship God through Jesus as an intermediary between man and God, whereas Muslims also worship God through Muhammad as an intermediary between man and God. So was the traditional African religion as the ancestors. So they could use clay to build a statue of a human form, worship it as a smaller God. Yes, this is a painted art rocks to tell the story of the earlier man. The earlier man needed an abode, a settlement, to protect them from bad weather, to also protect them from predators, and also to keep them warm. So the earlier settlement used by man was through caves. Some live in the valleys, some live on mountains as settlement. So when you see these pictures, it talks about the earlier settlement by man in a cave, mountains. This is a storage barn, warehouse built with clay by our ancestors, right? Yes, they store their farm produce in there for future use without any decay, right? So we're going to the aspect of religion. Can you please come with me?
Okay.
Already used to the use of bees. You can see these perforated stones which were used as bees. You could imagine how heavy this would look on one's neck. But our ancestors were using them as bees. And those days when a child was born, they used bees on the waist of the child as a form of measure. So with time, when the bees get tighter with the child, it means the child was doing well. And when the bees loses down, it means the child was decreasing in size and needed to be taken care of. So Europeans also came, traded bees as a commodity with the Africans. This particular one is a glass bees introduced to Africa by the Trans-Saharan trade, by the North African during the Trans-Saharan trade. So these are the various types of bees near Garo, Upper East region. And the concentration of the sticks are very few, and it's on the mosque, on the head of the mosque. You can see that. And then also, when you look at the population of Ghana, we are about 32 million. Out of this 32 million, 72% are Christians, 17.6 are Muslims, and then 5.2 are the indigenous traditional African religion practitioners. Put it in a pot, put water on fire, boil it. The patient will steam him or herself with a very big blanket around it so that the vapor will enter into the pores. And with that, the malaria would go. And yes, when a patient was bitten by snake, we have what we call spinach. Spinach, you know spinach?
Yes, I know.
You quickly have to locate spinach, take some of the leaf, grind it, squeeze the water at the spot where the snake bite occurs, and in no time, it will ooze out all the poison from the patient. When a child takes in poisonous substances such as DDT, you quickly have to give the child a palm nut oil, and in no time the child will vomit all the poison out and remain free. Yes. Currently, the world is now embracing the use of the herbs as a result of the side effects of the chemical drugs. Even majority of these chemical drugs are directly gotten from these various herbs. And then it possesses all the features of a currency: durability, divisibility, convenient, and then easy to be transported. This is manila. Manila was also used as currency in the 18th century. Yes, we have silver manila, bronze manila, ivory manila. But when you look at this, before the use of the cowrie shell as money, our ancestors practiced what we call barter trade system. Goods were exchanged for goods without the involvement of physical cash. And then the women will carry it on their forehead to the various houses. This is a gag used for drinkables, particularly locally manufactured alcohol, palm wine. We also use for water. This is a food palanquin. We use it to transport farm cereals, produce from our various farms to their houses. Yes. Their houses is being built with circular form with walls linking them, and the kitchen is built first, followed by the rest of the huts. So, and they also practice what we call polygamous marriage system. A man can marry more than one wife. This is the hut of the man: first wife, second wife, and then the third wife. So when the man happens to get a fourth wife, the man will build one of these huts somewhere within the compound to be able to accommodate the fourth wife. And these are deities. Deities were erected at the main entrance of their various houses, which serve as a source of protection, security. Individuals with bad intention will not have access onto the compound. They will be prevented by the deities. Clan staff are represented by a unique ancestral symbols called totems. These are all totems, various totems. The totems are represented by different creatures, particularly plantain animals. The representative animals serve as a source of pride and power to the clan. So when you see the bearer of the clan staff, it signifies that he's a member of the clan and also a leader of the clan. So it's often seen during public ceremonies, such as funerals or independence.